Hey everyone, this is Dara from Daily Crypto Trade Signals coming to you live from Vietnam, guys. This is our evening time drive time update, and we're going to talk about a huge whale manipulation out there. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Grayscale. Looks like Grayscale is fighting back to hire a team of lawyers out there because they want to be the first company to have a spot ETF. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to mention about PayPal and so much more, guys and gals. Remember, guys, be cautious out there. Even though we're seeing that the markets are green right now, we got the green dino in the house. Even though we're seeing green out there, you still need to be very cautious because there is a lot of chop out there when it comes to the markets. We're seeing that Bitcoin went all the way up 2 days ago, then it crashed all the way down and gave up all of its gains, and then it went back up again. So you guys just have to be careful. There are whalish games going on, and we're going to talk about how some of these whales have dumped almost 30,000 Bitcoin on the open market, and they're just playing these whalish games, guys. So I expect some chop out there. So right now, if we take a look at the pre-markets out there, we're seeing the Dow is down, the S&P is down, down, and the NASDAQ futures is also down as well. So from that perspective, it's not looking too good. Remember that on June 10th, we've got the CPI data that's coming out as well. So we need to keep an eye on that. And if the inflation rate does go down, more than expected, that is going to be good. We could see a huge pump for the crypto space, and we could see a huge pump coming also for the broader markets. But if the inflation rate does come above the expectations, and meaning it goes up, we're going to see a huge dump on the broader markets, and we're going to see a huge tankety tank for the cryptocurrencies out there as well. Keep in mind, Cynthia Luma's bill has gone to Congress right now, so we're waiting for that to get passed as well. And there's some kind of regulations out there that's going to protect you and me in terms of if centralized exchanges go bankrupt, that they have to pay us first. But from that perspective, there's also going to be a regulatory reporting requirement for centralized exchanges and any new crypto project out there. So most crypto coins are going to become commodities and not be come under the watch of Gary Gensler now. So that is pretty good from that perspective. So we can absolutely expect that coming. So hopefully that this regulation does get passed. When it does get passed, there may be some chop, some turbulence, but overall we could be seeing crypto market going uppity up from that perspective. So let's take a look at the daily on-chain right now. So right now we're seeing the daily on-chain for Bitcoin is very good, very positive, because we're seeing about $64.7 million worth of Bitcoin has gone off exchanges. So that is very good. But Ethereum is absolutely the opposite in the house. We're seeing more and more Ethereum is going back onto exchange because a lot more people are selling their Ethereum and they're buying a Bitcoin. And that is why we're seeing that the Bitcoin dominance is going up like crazy out there. So right now we can see that the Bitcoin dominance is at 47.33, and once we get past 48, 49 area, once we get around about this area here, then that is when we're going to see Bitcoin price absolutely take off. But from that perspective, you're going to see the altcoins get absolutely decimated out there. So from an altcoin perspective, remember, now this is financial advice. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You've got to do your own research and your own risk management out there. It's so important. So from my perspective, if I'm going to be getting into any altcoins right now, it's only going to be the top 10 projects out there. We're going to go through this list in a second, but be absolutely careful. ADA is one of those top projects. Avalanche, DOT as well is pretty good out there. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, the Doge out there. And also in our video at 10 p.m., we're going to talk about the new Doge X1 launch date, and that has been pushed forward. So we're going to talk about that and what does that mean for you. And let's get it, guys. Let's absolutely get it. So we're seeing the Bitcoin dominance right now is at 47.33, and once it gets around about 49, between 49 and 50 area, we're absolutely going to be seeing that the Bitcoin is absolutely going to be taking off in the house. So let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the total. Let's take a look at the heat map in the house. I hate this pop-ups. Get the pop-ups out of the way. So now with all the pop-ups out of the way, and guys and gals, we got the green alien in the house. No. And we're seeing that the Bitcoin is up around about 2.97%. So that is okay. But like I said, be very cautious out there. The whales are absolutely playing games out there, and you can see it clear as day right here. In the chart, guys. Let me just change that to the 1-2 hour time frame out there. Let me just fix that up for you. So you can see here we have this huge Bart Simpson pattern that's playing out. Let me just clean up that chart, get some of that mess out there. So you can see here that, on the 6th of June, we had this nice rise that went all the way up here, and it was looking pretty good. And then on the 7th, we had, it went exactly in the opposite direction, went all the way down. We had this huge 5.70 wick. We had, a wick that went up almost 5% here. And then yesterday, it was looking pretty good. We went sideways, some sideways chop, then we went all the way back up again. We did touch around 31.5 in the house, and then we did reverse all the way back down, and now we're coming back up again, and we're touching the 30,600 level. $29,000 still holding as a huge support level from that perspective. So I'm not worried about the Bitcoin price. But what I am worried about is often we have these huge impulses to the upside. We had sideways chop. Here we had a huge impulse to the downside, sideways chop. And we're seeing that we've been in this sideways chop between 30,006 and 29. So hopefully we can get back up in this area again. And if we can confirm ourselves getting back above 31.5, then that's going to take us into the next zone here. And that next zone is going to be between 31.6 and $34,000 incoming for all of us out there. So let's take a look at the fear and greed. So fear and greed is looking much better, and that is because we had that reversal yesterday, and we're seeing that fear and greed is at 17. So the whales are absolutely still buying. Be cautious. The whales are absolutely manipulating the market. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And guys, just keep in mind that if you look at the if we look at the fiat currency over the last 10 years, the percentage change of the fiat currency is down almost 99% in the last 10 years, guys. So from that perspective, this just goes to show that Bitcoin is a huge hedge against inflation. And from that perspective, Bitcoin is still holding its own, absolutely holding its own. If you had been holding Bitcoin for 10 years, you would have been up like crazy out there. So guys, Bitcoin is a huge hedge against inflation out there. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the weekly right now. So Bitcoin on the weekly is still holding strong. It's in the upper channel of my blue box zone. So we're still getting pretty bored out there. But from that perspective, we're seeing that this is a second green candle. We've got 4 days and 14 hours left here on this weekly candle. So I think we're going to be printing another green candle, guys. So that's great. That's fine. That's fantastic in the house. So this is looking pretty bullish in the house. Let's take a look at the DYX in the house and see what's going with the DYX. So the DYX is still too high for my liking. I mean, it has come down from its high of 105, but we really need to get the DYX below 100. And if we can get the DYX below 100, that's going to have a huge signal and a huge impact on the Bitcoin price, guys. So that is what we're talking about. So from that perspective, let's take a look at Grayscale right now. Is bolsters its legal team, and it's hired the top Obama lawyer out there ahead of the spot ETF decision. So Grayscale has hired one of the best lawyers out there, and I still believe that Grayscale is definitely going to be having the spot ETF out there. So, if this happens, I think by the end of the year, Grayscale will be successful. We'll have a spot ETF out there. And, that is going to be one of the biggest catalysts out there for Bitcoin, and that is going to be a huge catalyst for crypto at large, guys. So from that perspective, it's looking pretty good. So also, Coinbase balance drops by 30K as Bitcoin prices, goes down, almost 6% losses. So we're seeing that, Grayscale out there sold a whole ton of Bitcoin. We had this whole Bart Simpson pattern, and and then we had this recovery. But you can see here that if we analyze the order book right now, we can see that the material indicators note that a wall of bids from whales spoofing the market in recent days has finally dissipated. Earlier, that entity has posted a support line of 29,000. So what these whales have been doing is they have been flooding the market, and they have a whole ton of buy orders at 29,000. And that is why we're seeing that the Bitcoin price cannot get above 29,000, because all of these whales keep putting in huge buy orders around $29,000, and that is why we're seeing that the Bitcoin price is just going sideways. The 60 million bids we saw pop up just above 29,000 was broken into smaller blocks and moved into active trading range and appears to have been filled. So we can see that we had Binance with almost $60 million worth of orders at 29K. We saw about 1 billion or 30,000 Bitcoins do the same thing that came off Coinbase place as well. So while potentially an internal transaction, an institutional client could now be in possession of around about 30,000 Bitcoin according to data from on-chain analysis. So we're seeing that right now the Bitcoin on Coinbase is it's the lowest it's ever been, guys. So we're seeing a lot of whales out there just manipulating the market, and that is not good in the house, guys. So you can also see here as well that the Binance whale has marked every local top bottom for at least 2 weeks, and watching him come and go, accumulating at the lows, and capping prices at highs. Most recently they filled 2,000 BTC or 60 million at local lows at 29.2 before this pump we are seeing right now. So we're seeing these whales right now just manipulating the market, and they have buys in at 29.2, and they just keep pushing these buys in at this level, and because of that they're snapping up the Bitcoin like crazy, and they're buying Bitcoin at these low prices, and that is why the price, we've just been accumulating in this range for almost 5 weeks right now, is because the whales keep putting huge buy orders in at 29.2k. Some other news that's coming in right now, I did talk about in this previous video, is PayPal users can now transfer and send and receive Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin out there. So this is pretty good that we're going to start to have the support that you're going to be able to control your own wallets, buy and send cryptocurrency from PayPal. It's only right now, it's only limited to the US, and it's not for all customers. They're rolling out as this is a beta program, and but this is pretty cool because PayPal has about 200 million users out there, so that's pretty cool beans in the house. So I'm pretty psyched about that. So this is just another catalyst out there. So right now we're saying all right. So zooming into this area, we have another potential impulse here. I know that the recent drop was aggressive, but we haven't broken the lows of the impulse. So higher low here, we could be setting up for a strong break to 32 to 40k resistance. So absolutely right. We're seeing higher lows right now, and we could be seeing that we're going to be breaking up to about 31.6. And if we can do that, we can see that we have resistance at $32,000. And I believe that we're going to see a huge pump to the upside with Bitcoin. So I'm pretty positive, I'm pretty bullish out there. And also you can see that the amount of Ethereum supply last active in the 5 to 7 years is increasing. So we have a lot of Ethereum hodlers that are not selling and holding like crazy out there. So you can see that a lot of holders out there are holding strong, guys. So the BTC number of addresses holding 1+ coins is increasing, and we've never seen as many. We're almost at like 1 million holders we're almost seeing 1 million holders of 1 or plus Bitcoin. So that is pretty good, and this is increasing day by day, second by second. So you can see that the holders out there are not capitulating, they're not giving up, and that is why we're seeing that. I believe that the bottom is in for Bitcoin, and that bottom is 29k in the house. It looks like Bitcoin, 37 of the people want governments to legalize it, so that would be pretty good. So 37% of people want governments to legalize Bitcoin. So that is pretty bullish, guys. That is absolutely pretty bullish. And right now we're seeing that from TA analysts, we could be seeing a bull run is coming. And if we compare this fractal to 2017 to 2000 to where we are right now, we can see that we had a double bottom here once, twice. We're seeing a double bottom here once, twice, and then we should get some lift off, guys. So that fractal is looking pretty amazingly similar. Also too, we can see here that Bitcoin develops according to our model, and we had this double throwback here once and twice, and we should have a lift up coming pretty soon from that perspective. So that is pretty good from that overall pattern. So we're also seeing here that if we look at the 2020 fractal here and compare that on the same time frame, we're looking at a double bottom here, we're seeing a bottom here, and we could be seeing a takeoff and hitting $100,000 incoming. So that is pretty positive as well. And we're looking by the end of the year, we could definitely be seeing $100,000. So smash the likes, boot the likes, and subscribe like never before, guys. I love it, you love it, let's get it, guys. So if we take a look at the price of Dogecoin right now, so Dogecoin is just going sideways out there, pretty boring overall, but we're still waiting for all the goodness to happen for Dogecoin. We still got a lot of utility, transaction speed is fast. We're seeing that the fees are low. We're seeing that we just had our core development update to update yesterday, so that is pretty good. We're also seeing that, Doge X and the Doge 1 mission to the moon is still incoming, guys. So we still have a lot of bullishness out there for Dogecoin. So I'm still okay out there, but I am getting a little bit tired of Doge taking a nappity nap. But Bitcoin is looking pretty positive out there. Sure, we're seeing higher lows, but definitely we're going to be springboarding to the top side, I believe it. So if we take a look at the total liquidations right now, we're absolutely seeing that we're about $229 million worth of wreckage out there, and that's about 111 traders have been wrecked right now. So we're seeing that in the last hour, we're seeing mainly longs. So that's why we're seeing that, we can see Bitcoin go down, we can see Bitcoin go up. All depends on the leverage positions out there overall. So looking at Ethereum right now, Ethereum is also going sideways at 1,800 right now. We still got some support at $1,700. So it is basically just going sideways again. So we need some confirmation from the market as to what direction we're going to be going. So you guys have to be absolutely cautious out here. We saw this before. We saw, great accumulations. Then we saw a spike. Then we saw a dump. Then accumulation, spike, and then could we be seeing another dump, guys? So get ready. We could be seeing another dump back down to 29,000, 29.2, and then the whales, of course, going to be accumulating. So there's absolutely a lot of whalish games going on out there right now. So we're seeing the total market caps at 1.26 trillion. We're seeing that the volumes are 58.62, and the Bitcoin dollars is also high at 46 in the house, guys and gals. So we're seeing that Bitcoin is right now up 2.86%. We're seeing Ethereum is up 2.49% at 1,800. We're seeing BNB is up 3.78%. We're seeing ADA is also coming up at 8% as well. We're seeing Solana is just neutral. We're seeing Doge is neutral as well. So it's pretty much a mixed bag. So far we're seeing a green day out there. But like I said, the whales could start manipulating, and we could start to see the same kind of pattern. Going up, dump, sideways, going up, dump, going up, and now sideways. So we're probably going to get a sideways chop, but we're painting higher lows from this pattern here. So we could see ourselves maybe dumping back down to around about this level again at 29,824, and then going back up to 31. And hopefully we can break that pattern and go above that, and then hopefully then our next dump will be around about this. So we're seeing a little bit of a bit of a consistent pattern, and this whole pattern here is not natural, guys. It's definitely manipulation in the house. I believe it. You believe it. Guys, tell me what you think. You think we're seeing whale manipulation, guys? So be absolutely cautious out there. Be cautious. Go follow me on my Twitter. Don't forget to go boop the likes, subscribe like crazy. You want it, I want it. Let's get it, guys. It's a great time to be alive. And don't forget to go down there, check out all the links, become a Patreon member, buy the channel a coffee, check out the NFTs, and guys, check out the merch if you so would. Become buy a hat, buy a mug. Get it while you can, guys. I just want to say God bless you, everybody out there. Be well, be cautious out there. Sure, I expect that we're going to get a huge pump coming soon, but right now expect some chop, expect some whale manipulation, expect some games out there. And so, guys, just hold on to your sats. Don't drop your sats. Don't wet the bed. Don't run for the hills, guys. We're going to get through this together. So God bless. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.